Hi, this is Thunder E from Booredatwork.com and welcome to another battle vid. And today's battle is between the Samsung Galaxy Note II and the LG Optimus G. So let's take a look at the two devices first before we get into the battle. First off, the Galaxy Note II is Samsung's successor to the original Galaxy Note. This is a 5.5 inch phablet, if you will. It comes with a 720p display, Super AMOLED HD 720p display. You've got an 8 megapixel camera in the rear. You've also got 2 gigs of RAM. So basically, you got 2 gigs of RAM for memory purposes, so your system runs smooth, and it also runs a 1.6 Exynos quad-core processor. So this is a quad-core processor in here and has LTE capabilities. The Galaxy Note is well known for the S Pen, which is what you have here. You pull it out, and you can, of course, write down on the S Pen, and also, take snapshots and things like that. So that is the Samsung Galaxy Note II, and that is running Android 4.1. Now, the LG Optimus G, this is LG's latest smartphone. This has a 4.7 inch True HD IPS display. You've also got an 8 megapixel camera in the rear on the AT&T version. The international version has a 13 megapixel camera, international and Sprint version. You've also got 2 gigs of RAM, and this is running the quad-core Snapdragon processor, which I believe this is a Snapdragon S4 Pro that is capable of running LTE on the chip. Also 2 gigs of RAM. You've also got 32 gigabytes of storage, and which is split between 16 on the device as well as 16 on micro SD. And this is running Android 4.0 with LG's Optimus UI. Now, both devices, the Galaxy Note comes with 16 gigabytes of storage, but it is expandable. So let's take a look at some of the key features. The first, of course, is the display. Both of them have high-def displays. Of course, the Optimus G is using True IPS, and of course, the Galaxy Note is using AMOLED display. You can see both of them side by side for yourself. Now, IPS display is definitely great in sunlight. Looks much better. You can actually view it better. The display of the Galaxy Note II is in sunlight is downright terrible. You can hardly see anything. You have to pretty much bring it closer to your face. But you can see with the IPS display, with the IPS display, it's a little washed out in terms of the color saturation in comparison to the AMOLED HD display, where colors are richer and they pop out more. So the winner here, I actually will give it to the IPS display, just because you're on the road, you're out, working around, and you're trying to use your phone in daylight. You should be able to see it clearly. So because of that, the LG Optimus G wins on that department. Next off, we're going to look at processor, and we'll look at just functionality and speed. Now, we're not going to do any game testing here because they pretty much run similar, but both devices have quad-core processors. Both of them are about 1.5 to 1.6 variants, all depending. Of course, the Galaxy Note II has the Exynos processor, and the Optimus G uses the Snapdragon S4 Pro. In terms of functionality as well as daily use, they are both very, very smooth, with no hiccups, no slowdowns. As you can see, it's just very sharp. Both devices feel just as comfortable. So with the processors, I say both processors are pretty much on the same level. Alright, next off, we're going to take a look at the cameras, and to better judge this, you guys should take a look at our camera samples. But both of them have, especially in the AT&T version, have 8 megapixel cameras. International version has a 13 megapixel camera, but we're using the AT&T Optimus G here. You do have similar camera functionalities where, of course, you can record and take snapshots at the same time, and hopefully we can give you some sample shots here, if there are any. None. We'll just show you some side-by-side shots of both devices. The camera functionalities are pretty much in depth on both devices. You do have extended functions. Of course, with the Galaxy Note II, you have a lot of the functionalities that you saw with the Galaxy S3, which allows you to do share shot with friends, Wi-Fi direct. You can also tag friends on there, which is something you don't necessarily have in such full capacity. But in terms of picture quality, I give it to the Optimus G. Because you can see, just looking at the photos, that Optimus G produces a lot of rich, clear photos, much sharper than when you have the Galaxy Note II. But in terms of camera features, feature sets, the Galaxy Note II wins that because they have a lot of feature sets that users can go through, from just the effects all the way down to the different sharing options within your camera, as well as all the other shooting modes and options that are available. So right here, I would say with the camera, it's pretty much a tie in the sense where the Galaxy Note II wins on features and the LG Optimus G wins on pure camera quality itself. Alright, so both devices have pen-like functionalities, and the Galaxy Note II, of course, is well known for its S Pen, but also the LG Optimus G has the quick memo feature. Now, of course, with Optimus G, you just have to slide down, and on your top bar there, you have the quick memo feature where it takes your home screen and you can write on it, as you can see right there, and I can jot down a note quickly. Meanwhile, with the Galaxy Note II, I can pull this open, and this will bring out S Notes and my home screen, and I can write that right there. So you have the ability to have a memo note open. Now with both devices, I give it, of course, to the Galaxy Note II because the S Pen gives you a greater degree of functionality. It can interpret your handwriting much better than just using your finger on the screen or just a general stylus. The S Pen also has pressure gradients, so you can actually put more pressure or less. So there's definitely more functionality while using the S Pen here on screen. You also can use it to take screenshots, you know, things like that. So you do have a lot of more functionality with the S Pen than you do have, of course, with just the quick memo feature. Now, quick memo feature is nice because with a regular phone you can at least do some notations, but the S Pen also goes a long way. You do have the viewfinder feature. You do have the feature where you can actually jump into videos and viewfind by the hover effect of the S Pen. So in terms of writing functionality, I give it definitely to the Galaxy Note II with this improved S Pen and you know, full functionality there on that aspect. Now when it comes to battery life, both devices have fairly large batteries for their sizes. The LG Optimus G has a 2100 milliamp battery, and the Galaxy Note II has a 3100 milliamp battery. In terms of battery functionality, I give it to the Galaxy Note II because, first of all, it has a bigger battery, and also it also lasts pretty much longer. The Galaxy Note II, you can get about 16 to 18 hours of battery life. The Optimus G, you're probably getting between 12 to 14 hours. So of course the larger battery does go into play in terms of what the battery life you get for the device. Now in terms of weight and feel, actually I say both devices feel around the same weight, but of course the Optimus G is much smaller at 4.7 inches. You can see just a side-by-side comparison here in comparison to the Galaxy Note II, which is a 5.5 inch device. So when in that aspect, it all depends on what the user is looking for, I would say. But the Optimus G fits well in the hands, and it's something that I think most people will look at as a regular sized device. And of course the Galaxy Note II feels like a phablet, you know, cross between a tablet and a cell phone. So that is the difference there. Now, so who won our battle? Well, it was a pretty close one, but I give the winner to the Galaxy Note II, and reasons are because you have a you've got the S Pen, which has a huge degree of functionality across the board. You've got better battery life. You also have the fact that this is running Android 4.1 and not Android 4.0. We didn't get into talking about the custom overlays between both systems, between TouchWiz as well as Optimus UI. Both are fantastic and work well. And for me, my preference is with TouchWiz because it's more simplistic and less confusing to the consumer. Even though Optimus UI still does a good job with many other different functionalities here. You do have the picture-in-picture mode in both devices, but with the Glaaxy Note 2, of course, you do have the ability to move it around across your screen rather than just keep it in one location as you have on the Optimus G. So my winner here is the Glaaxy Note 2 with its Exynos quad-core processor and 2 gigs of RAM. This of course is available on every single network on AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, US Cellular, as well as Verizon Wireless. So there you have it. The Glaaxy Note 2 is your BattleVid winner.